there cleaning up, did a dump load, a truckload of to the dump, and then pulled down the shower. And I came in to just kind of rest. And then I went back out there and I was like, holy cow, it's so cold. And I don't know what the temp is, but it definitely was, it was 43, 45 today. So it felt like it probably dropped like 10 degrees uh, in the, when I came in for the few minutes. All right. Anybody got any questions? We'll just start off with that. I don't really know what to chat about today other than we had our first so every winter here, I don't know if this is like this everywhere, but every winter here so far that I've been here, we get this a week or two of snow and cold, and the temperatures drop like a whole bunch, and it's this pre-winter, and then it's everything thaws out, and then you have mud season for probably the most of the rest of December. I think they're saying we may get snow on Christmas, but it gives you that time to like fix your systems, make sure you have everything done. I have to move my firewood storage and get a solid roof on them. I tarped it, and so as I was going through the firewood in my little bins that I made, the tarp's falling in and it's filling full of snow, and then I can't actually access the wood. It was terrible. So I have to, today I put up a new base. I'll be able to put a cord of wood right here by the back door, and then maybe two actually. I'd like to do 2 cords of wood right there, and then 2 cords of wood over where we put the bins. But I have some OSB sheets of plywood that I pulled down from the walkthrough, and I can put those on there and then tarp it so that I can easily scrape snow off, pull the tarp up, access the wood, the firewood, and it won't get snow and stuff on it. So that's my biggest absolute fail of prepping for winter storage. I think next year, Kira and I talked about this. I think that we're going to go ahead and figure out where we permanently want the firewood. I like it really close to the back door. I probably bring in a day's worth of wood or 2 days worth of wood at a time so that it can warm up and be dry and all that stuff. And I don't want to have to like get a wagon or do the sled or any of that kind of stuff. I have my little baskets, that little plastic turquoise bin that I made the little cubbies to fit. And so I have that, and I just go fill that with wood and bring it in and dump it. And then the last one I keep in there. So, yeah, it was a mess with the firewood. My 2 propane tanks will last me 8 days. Yeah. So, and then I have a smaller one that lasts like 3 more days. So I'll have to get those filled like every 11 days. So a few times throughout the month. And then I can just let that run on low all the time. So who is here hanging out with us today? I saw Vicky, Anna, Darlene, Nancy. Hi, Nancy. Sean is here. Oh, the cats want in now. This is like every time. I have to get up and let the cats in. Ugh. Come on. Come on, Richard. Hurry up. So we do this. I put a kitty door in for them in the sliding glass door. And when the sun goes down, I pull that out and shut the sliding glass door. So then as they come in, they cannot go back out. And that's actually working really well. It's becoming a good system. Oh, goodness. So, Vicky, you're getting hit with super cold weather. Who else is getting hit with really harsh, above average coldness? This is super early. So far, we are pretty much in the norm. And I think our prediction was 4 feet of snow this winter. Up in the mountains, they're going to get like 20 plus feet of snow. It's going to be a huge amount. But down here where I'm at, I think the prediction was around 4 feet. So I would say we probably got 6 to 8 inches in this first snow that we got. And then it's all melted off and completely gone already. And that may happen a couple of times. Anna is on the phone with your mama. We've not had any snow in this area yet. Dun, dun, dun. It's 30 degrees there right now where Darlene's at. Vicky got 12 inches over 2 weekends and supposed to get freezing rain, but it hasn't started yet. I hope it doesn't start. That's really terrifying, having ice anywhere. And so, this thing happened. Some of you know, most of you don't. I was at the laundromat. So about a week ago, well, I guess now it's been a couple of weeks ago, I started hearing the change in my brakes, and it was like, oh, it's time to change the brake pads on the truck. And I had asked my son about, when was the last time you changed the brake pads? Because I bought his truck. And he was like, oh, it's been a really long time, so it's probably definitely due. And I said, yeah, I can kind of hear it, so I need to get that done. And I am very gentle on brakes. I am not somebody that brake checks. I do very slow braking, and a lot of times I let the vehicle, because I've driven basically standards pretty much all my life. I think I've only had one other vehicle that was an automatic. I let the vehicle stop itself in any way. So anyway, less than a week, I'd gone in, I was trying to get all my major running around done before, and then get the truck in. But it wasn't like super bad. Like, it wasn't like really harsh grinding on each other. But I'm doing laundry, and I back into the parking spot, and I hear this clunk. And then it doesn't want to back up. It'll go forward, but it doesn't want to back up. And I'm like, what the hell? So I get out, and I'm like looking around. I can't see anything. And I'm like, that was so weird. And then I drive home, and I try to back into my parking spot, that driveway. And it does it again, where it just doesn't want to let me back up. And so then I tell Victor, and he's like, well, you need to take it in and have it looked at. And I was like, all right, I'll do it after I drop the boys off at school. And as we're going down the driveway, which has like that really bad corner that we used to always get stuck on, is ice. I start sliding, and I have zero brakes. Like, no braking ability. My foot hits the floor. There's nothing. There's nothing there. And I am sliding down our driveway with the babies in the car. I mean, they're 7 and they're 10, but they're still babies in the truck. It was absolutely terrifying. And then I had to like turn it. I'm sliding, so I don't really have control. I have no brakes. And then I have to go down that super steep hill, and the brakes kind of catch, they kind of work when we get to the bottom of that. I was able to keep us from going like really fast down that hill. And and then the brakes start working again, and I'm like, okay, so that was weird. The school is really, really close to us. So I get the boys to the school, and then I come back, and I'm gonna come up the hill, and oh, there's a kitty. And again, no brakes. So I'm sitting at the bottom of the hill, and Victor calls me, and he's like, don't drive up, we're driving down. And I was like, okay, it's icy. He's like, yeah, I know, Caitlin just slid. And I was like, and I have no brakes. So no, you can't go out. Hold on, I gotta let a cat in and keep one from going out. Mr. Miyagi, you cannot go out, sir. We do this every night, you naughty boy. Come on, Birdie. Kitty, 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 kitty. Hurry up. Are you coming in? Hurry up. Oh. All right, she's not. She's just being bad. Oh, Richard, are you talking to everybody? That's so funny. So then I kind of have brakes, and I'm like, I'm gonna just drive it over to the Precision Tire, who has always looked at the truck for me. And when I turn to roll into their parking lot, I have zero brakes, like no brakes at all. It was terrifying. I get out of the truck, I'm like almost in tears. And then they look at it and they're like, we have to replace the rotors, the brakes, the cylinder. So apparently the brake pad fell out, hit the cylinder, and all the pistons fell out of the cylinder. And so that's where that clunk was. And then, you know, why I no longer had any brakes. But it was going to be $1,100 to fix it, which of course I don't have. And so I called Victor, and he called his friend, and he was like, we can fix it for like a third of the price. And basically, the rotors were in perfect condition. They didn't need to be changed. So the cylinder, the brake pads, an oil change, an air filter. What else did he do? Oh, and windshield wipers. New windshield wipers was all like $400. So that was very scary. I don't recommend losing your brakes. All right, what are you guys chatting about? Nancy got 11 inches of snow the weekend before, and the other day we got 5. Have you melted it all, or is it just now stacking on is it now 16 inches of snow? Because that's what happens here. I mean, we may get like 10 inches of snow, and then it'll all melt away. And then, so it's not like I'll have 4 feet of snow on the ground all at one time. It'll be all throughout the winter, but we'll have melts. So like if we got snow again in December, it would probably melt January on, or usually around Christmas and on. It kind of sticks, and then that's here for the rest of the season. So we basically have January and February, and then some of March, and then we start melting and warming up. You must be close by because today is the last day of warm weather for a couple of weeks. Oh, hi, Michael from Green Bay, Wisconsin. Da, 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 da. Farmland Fords. Oh, hi, welcome. It's your first time here. Yeah, I was like, I don't recognize that. So I'm going to assume you have Fords. I've always had Fords. I now have my very first Chevy. Darlene, we get a lot of ice here. Not fun to drive. It's not. So Texas was that way. We'd get black ice. So that's why everybody makes fun of Southerners. You get that black ice. You don't get snow. And so you'll just be driving along and hit black ice and skid off the road. And there you go. And then you're off in a ditch. It's staying. It's too cold out. So it's not melting. Plus I'm living out in the country now. Oh, okay. Have you ever lived like that, where you're out in the country, you have to fend for yourself, you have to make sure you get your own driveway and stuff cleared and all of that. It's a complete different lifestyle. Like it just changed it. Everything is so different and brand new. Hate the ice. But that's why everybody makes fun of like Southerners, and even Kira. And I had to get onto her because she was like, "These people don't know how to drive," blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "No, you don't get to do that. You don't get to pick on people because they don't know how to drive in the snow and the ice." I don't know how to drive in the snow and the ice because I didn't grow up driving in. I grew up in Arizona and Texas. We did live in Nebraska when I was really, really little, but that was like pre-second grade. So we were there, I think, like maybe 5 years. Like, I think we moved there when I was 6 months. And then I started second grade in Tucson. The dogs are really, and I learned to drive in Colorado in the winter. And back then we used to be able to go to a parking lot and just kind of let your vehicles twirl out, and then you could learn to correct it and all that kind of stuff. I never learned how to do that. Kim was really good at that. Like that truck would be doing all this kind of stuff and she could get it straightened to back up. I honestly want to vomit anytime I lose control of the vehicle. like I literally can't handle it. I mean, we've slid, but, and I've gotten it under control. So I am getting better, but I don't have that confidence. And so anytime we've had ice or snow, I'm just like, Victor, you need to go check the road or I'm staying home. Heather, is your new solar system working okay? It is. So I did purchase a battery charger, and actually I just got it the other day. And so now I can use the generator to charge the batteries because my inverter is not an inverter charger. It's just an inverter. But I was also reading that even if you do have a charger with your inverter, it's actually better to have a separate charger that you can charge your batteries with because it will extend the life of your inverter. And mine is an 80 amp charger. So that's bigger than what normally comes in inverters. So it takes less gas in the generator and less time. It takes like 10 hours to charge my 800. So I have 4 200 amp hour batteries and I made them one big one. So it's an 800 amp hour battery. And it takes 10 hours to charge it. One full tank of gas in the generator. And now I'm using it. We did get pretty decent sun today, but I don't know. I need to get so my charge controller is not really telling me how many watts are coming in from my solar array. So I need to get something that monitors that, or I need to learn to use my charge controller or program it or whatever it is that I need to do. But it will tell me that the batteries are like 70% or 80% or 100%. But I want to see how many watts are coming in from the solar system. I have the wiring to hook up my wind turbine, but I don't have the conduit to at least put it in conduit before, so that the rabbits won't chew on it or whatever. So I haven't hooked it up because I want to put it in the conduit, but it's about 100 and it's like 100 feet. I have 100 feet of wire. So however far 100 feet is where the wind turbine's going to go. And then that way it'll be farther out and it'll get more in the wind. So maybe it'll be this month, but most likely it'll be next month that I'll be able to hook that up. So that's kind of frustrating. I was really hoping to have that done. But anyway, it is working. Now the Bluetti I can't just leave it plugged in and let it charge or use, just keep this at 100%. And then because the Bluetti starts, when it gets to 100%, it like clicks and beeps and it does all kinds of things. So I just have to unplug it. And then whenever it's time to charge that, I can plug it in and it pulls from those set of batteries. So it is working. I'm excited to have the Bluetti back. That was very expensive to keep this small one all charged up and run everything off of. Because this one is it's a slow charger. So it only charges at like 300 and I think it's almost 400 watts at a time, where the Bluetti charges at like 1700. So the Bluetti's like fully charged in an hour, and this one would take at least 2. So it is working. And I'm pretty excited about it. I got to get the rest of it. I got to get it insulated more, but we're back up to like 45, 48 this whole week. So I still have a little bit of time to do that. My firewood is my biggest concern right now this week, to get that done. And then I'll move on to getting more insulation around that and making a little closet, and so that it's in and it's got a little warmer on it. If we get snow tonight, they predict it's going to be a mess in the morning. So Caitlin has her winter tires, and they have the little spikes in them, so she will not slide, and she's all-wheel drive. And she's like, that's why she doesn't slide anywhere. That's why her car can go right up and down with no problem. The piggies are still escaping, the little stinkers. They're just so small. Cootie coons are so small, and they can smell food really far away. So like I gave the chickens their food, and the pigs were all put away, and they put themselves away. So they get out and then they get back in. And I chunked a little bit out for the 2 ducks. And then I was outside and I was cleaning stuff, and all of a sudden she comes bolting out. She smelled the chicken food and was like, needed to come get some. So I have to keep moving where I feed the ducks, so that she doesn't know where it's at and can't get to it and take it away from them, because that's what she's been doing, the little stinker. Hi Mary. I did have to wait a minute, Anna, then you would be sliding and dealing with vomit. Yep. Hi Jody. Da-da-da. So I'm excited to have the solar system up, because I think this extended battery system is going to last at least 3 days per charge, possibly 4. Now I've been unplugging the Starlink if I'm not using it, so I don't just leave it running all the time. And like, for instance, it's totally unplugged all night long, and that's like 20%. Because normally I wake up and the Bluetti's at like 46. Well, I forgot to unplug to turn it off last night, and it was at 26 this morning. So it really does take a lot of energy for the Starlink. So especially in the wintertime, because it has to heat up. So I've started turning that off unless I'm using it, because I definitely don't want to just waste that kind of energy. And I did put heat tape on my water line, and that takes 211 watts. So takes a lot of energy to run. So I brought inside a 55-gallon drum, and I think that I'm just going to fill that drum and then drain my lines, and then figure out how to hook my main water lines into that drum so I can pull from that. So I'll have to get another pump to do that. And the pump will be inside, everything will be inside, so that I can still just turn on my sink and there's water and it's all good. And then I have my drinking water filtration system, so I'll be able to have really good filtered water to drink and cook with. But I do think I'm going to have to bring it in. I haven't tried it with the insulated tarp over everything that keeps everything from freezing. I got that pulled out and I can go put it on, which I'll do here in the next couple of days, but it's like in the 40s. So it's not going to freeze all week. But I am going to, no matter what, I'm keeping 55 gallons of water in here just in case. And then I'm going to get to where, I think I'm just going to get to where I fill that. And then I drain the lines. And then I can fill it during the day whenever I need to, whenever it goes out. And then not worry about my pump and stuff freezing. I had x-rays on my left knee this afternoon. I have 2 hairline fractures in my kneecap. Oh, from your fall. Dang it. What are they doing? What are they going to do? Because you can't do much about a fracture, right? Oh, that's horrible, honey. I'm so sorry. Dang it. I'm waiting for you to respond. I'm like, that's so bad. Well, good thing it's winter and it's time to just sit back and rest, right? So you can baby it. Because that's like not walking on it. That's not doing, you're not going to be able to do anything. My daughter-in-law's foot is doing much better. She doesn't trust the crutches. So she doesn't really move around a lot. They just now told her that she can start putting a little bit of pressure on it to start using it again. But yeah, dang, right? Rest and no running unless someone is trying to beat me. Mary, I'm going to need you to stop injuring yourself. That goes for you too, Vicky, and no more swallowing wasp feather. Man, we're a crew. We are a crew. I'm totally putting the wasp catchers out early. So apparently, if you put the bait bags out early, you'll catch the queens because they'll come out looking for food and they'll go in the bag and get stuck. And then you won't have a wasp issue all season because you'll catch and kill the queens. So I'm going to try to do that so that I beat them. Your dog sounds like mine. Bark, I'll go look, nothing. Sit back down, bark over and over and over. Yeah. So I have a pipeline behind me and the coyotes and deer. And I guess there was a moose out there the other day and there has been some bear scat. They walk that pipeline. Mm-hmm. All those animals do. And so I can't see anything. And it's not too far from me. Like it's, I don't know, I'd say 100 feet. But they can absolutely hear everything that goes on up on that pipeline. And the pipeline is part of my property. And then we also have some new neighbors that are building and they are trying to beat the weather. So they might be up there still working. I heard them hammering and it literally sounded like they were like right here. And I was like, what? That is really close, but it's just the echo that comes down. So, keep the tractor out of the pond, Anna. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So chatted with Kira. I chat with Kira every day, basically, mostly every day. And her dad's dogs got into rat poison and she called me full on panicked. And, it really made me think it was the poison that it wasn't the really, really bad poison that is really bad for them. It was one that'll just give them an upset stomach. But I had her induce vomiting and then, I was like, Paul, you need to have activated charcoal at your house. Cause that's what you do. If you don't know this, if you have dogs or cats, hydrogen peroxide, squirt it in their mouth about a teaspoon per 20 pounds will induce vomiting. You can do it up to 4 times, kind of in a row, if to get them to vomit. And then activated charcoal, I have it in pill form. You make them eat that, and that absorbs the rest of it. And then vitamin K is what they need to survive. But if it's the super bad stuff, well, and you have to get them to the vet like immediately. And so the vet said, I told her, I'm like, take that. She's like, Dad's coming and we're going to the vet. He said, we're going to the vet. I was like, okay, grab the poison, put it in your pocket, because the vet needs to see that. And so, and then Paul called back and he was like, thank you so much, Heather. Like, my brain was not braining and you were just like, do this, 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 and this. I was like, you're welcome. When you're detached from this, I do really well in those situations, even if it's my animal. I'm really good at like emotionally stepping out of it. And then when it's done, like I'll get the shakes and then it's like a big deal, but the dogs are doing great. What Starlink speed are you getting? I'm getting 300. I don't know. I don't even look at it. Ian, I don't even look at it. I have no idea. It's fast. Like I upload really fast and I watch movies, and I don't really have, unless we're having really bad weather, then that will affect it, but otherwise it's actually really pretty fast. So I've never checked and I can't check it while we're talking because it would be that phone that I would have to check it on, the one that's recording us. So but I'll look. I'll try to remember to look and see before next month's live. And then I can answer that, but I don't know. I am so not a tech person. Like there's so many things that I literally just do not care about. Like, if it's working, I'm good. Like if it's faster than dial up, I'm good to go. Because what we had before was horrible. And I had it turned off. And then I was on my phone and I was trying to do some stuff on my phone. And I'm like, God, this is taking forever. Why isn't the Starlink working? And then I was like, oh yeah, you turned it off. And I flipped it back on and everything started going really fast again. So, but her dad, so Kira was going to try to come back in February, but now it looks like it's going to be closer to March. Because her dad's surgery that had been canceled is now back on for the end of January in his shoulder. So she'll stay until he can actively lift things up on his own and stuff. And then she said she'll head out. So she won't be here till probably March. In that aspect. We had picked up another male Kuni Coon pig. Vicky, you're not tech either. I'm just not. I keep things until they die. Like KJ said that my computer is really old because it's 6 years old. She's like, they don't usually last that long. And I'm like, well, I don't play games on it. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I just do my YouTube stuff and check email and such. He's been waiting 2 years for this surgery, and the fact that it's gotten canceled twice, and he wants it done in the wintertime because, he's a competitive fisher. So fishing and hunting and all of those things that he does, he's like, I need to be able to heal by the next season. So that'll be good. He's glad he's getting the surgery finally. So that's good. And they're doing it instead of through the VA, they're doing it through civilian mode. So it should not get canceled again. So that'll be a good deal. But yeah, that means she'll be back in probably either late February or March. So That is ancient for a computer. That's what KJ said. And I'm like, it works fine. It's great. It's fast. It does all the things. It's a gaming computer, so I don't know if that makes a difference, but I don't do games or anything on it. I just edit, and so I'm hoping it lasts a little bit longer because I literally cannot afford to replace it. I will be in trouble. YouTube will be over, which would be a big bummer if the computer dies. So hopefully it continues to last. So Kira and I were talking about things that we're planning on doing next year, and gaming just usually means faster processing and better graphics and sound cards. Oh, okay. See, didn't know that either. It was just recommended, and I went, okay, for doing editing, this is the one that's recommended, and I went and got it. It was on sale. It's yeah, I don't even know what kind it is. Couldn't even tell you. Omen. It's an Omen. That's all I know. No judgment here. I have a few older than that. Hey, I feel like it's a badge of honor if you've kept them that long. You must be nice to your computer. My last computer I had for 8 years, and it was okay, but I felt I needed to upgrade, so I got a new one a year ago. Is it a big difference? So I don't like change either. So I will keep phones until pretty much every phone, they force me to get a new one because it starts acting up really bad, and they're like, they don't even make that phone anymore. You need to get a new one, which I just think is dumb. I really think is dumb. So, but yeah, I do the same thing with cell phones and all that kind of stuff. I think the last time I went in there into Verizon with my cell phone, they said the same thing. Wow, that's an old phone. I just don't like learning the new stuff. I'm like, I know how to do this. I don't have to stress about it. I don't have to use brain power to answer my phone or send a text or any of the things. An operating system is a pain on the new one. Other than that, not much of a difference. Okay. It works, doesn't it? That's what I keep saying. I'm like, well, it's just fine. It's working just fine. But it is starting to like add letters whenever I'm texting. Like it'll add 4 T's or 3 I's. And so you have to go back and delete those. And I don't know why it's doing that. That's super annoying. Windows 11. I've heard that from a lot of people that they don't like Windows. Honestly, I pretty much answer all of my email and stuff through my phone, and hardly ever do any of that even on the computer unless I absolutely have to. But I basically edit and I manage. I want to start doing newsletter, and I want to start doing a website because I'm going to be starting making goat's milk soap this winter, and then we'll be selling it. And so I need to do a website. Kira is working on her jewelry at her dad's house. And there's a couple of other things that she's going to be making. I think she's going to be making doorknobs. I saw this really cool doorknob that they put like wild flowers in, and it was so cool looking. And I was like, hey, could you make me this? And she's like, yeah. The keyboard makes the multi-letters. On the phone even? I guess so. I guess it would be the keyboard. I don't know if it's just super sensitive or whatever. But it's annoying. And talk to text sometimes it's like a game to figure out what you were trying to say. It's hilarious. I was really cold, so I made coffee. I am one of those people that coffee does not affect, so I could drink coffee and lay down and go to sleep and fall asleep immediately. On the computer for sure. I don't know about the phone. Gotcha. Yeah. You know, that's like if I got a new computer, I would have to order my reorder my editing system and all that kind of stuff. That would be a super bummer, but I'm kind of figuring that I'm going to have to start setting aside funds for a new computer because I really don't want to stop doing YouTube. And if I get forced to because my computer dies, I would be bummed. The auto spell is a nightmare. It really is a nightmare. I do not like it at all. Forget talk to text thing makes up its own version. So my friend and I, we used to have a day where you were not allowed to fix your talk to text. Whatever went on there, you just hit send. And it was hilarious because you were actively trying to figure out what was being said. It was hilarious. My phone on talk to text does not program my hillbilly accent. Exactly. And it just makes up words. And you're like, that doesn't even make sense. And who is Jim? Like it'll throw in names. You have friends other than us? Well, not anymore. Now it's just you guys. It's funny. I think the cat's outside crying, but she doesn't want to come in this door. So that when they come in this door, they have to pass the dog crate. And Chloe is a big giant growler and she's mean. So I think we have, I know next year we're going to do more work on the barn. And I'm hoping that I can get the doors on this winter. But it's going to have to stop raining. Like the rain has got to quit. And I'm putting some removable gates so that I can shift them around and make the opening however I want it. Right now I have it as a U-shaped, but part of me wants to, because the sheep don't really like the goats. Like they don't want to lay with them. They always lay far away. And a lot of times the sheep just lay out in the field and they don't want to be in the barn at all. The goats absolutely hate getting rained on or getting wet. And so they hang out in the barn all the time. But so the U shape works really well. And then the very ends I'm going to set up for the baby goats. I took down the shower and that has the two of the IBC totes that I can turn upside down and heat. So I'm going to get a couple of those diesel heaters or at least one of those diesel heaters to blow warm air into them. And that way, if I decide to pull newborn babies and bottle feed, they have a warm spot to be. But if I don't, even if I don't do it as super young, I'll make it to where the babies can get in there and get into the warmer spaces. So the gate that I put up, it'll keep the big goats out and the little goats can go in there so that they don't get crushed. Here is the reason the Bible calls us sheep. There is, yeah, right? Yeah, the sheep are hilarious. I mean, I do think next year that I'm going to shear them twice. So I'm going to shear them as soon as I might be able to do it even if it is the rainy season, but I'm going to try to do it earlier, like in March or April, and then again in August, so that their wool isn't this long by spring, because these are really big woolly ones. And they're hot in August, and they're hot now, even in the cold, even when it was snowing and it was 20 degrees, they were they were not in the barn. And then they get that ice crust over their wool, which holds all their heat in. So they get really hot. So they don't want to be in a barn. That's why you'll see the milkers that they keep them in a barn all winter long, that they shear them because they'll get way too overheated being locked in a barn with all that wool on. I forgot to tell you that I moved in with my friends and now have a pet goat. Nancy, is the goat all by itself or do you have more than one goat? Goats like a herd. So that way I can get 2 shearings out of them. And then I also think that I'm going to start insulating the barn with the wool. So I don't really have time to clean and spin that much wool. So I think I'm just going to pull 1 fleece a year and clean it and spin it and continue working on that craft and learning that. And I really want to get some Angora rabbits to mix with the wool so it's really soft for clothing. My daughter-in-law knit. She actually knitted a sweater. It's beautiful. And Kira knits, and I want to learn to knit. I'm not real good at it. I was practicing last winter. I don't have time to do it any other time but in the winter. But now that with the rheumatoid arthritis in my hands, we'll see how well that goes. But I do crochet, so I can crochet really well. But wool can be very itchy. So if you mix it with either alpaca or like I could get a llama and mix it with llama fiber, that would be really good. But dropping it in to the walls and just creating another wall and just dropping it down in there, it's like R22. So 6 inches of wool is considered R22. So that would really hold some warmth into the barn. And so I'm pretty sure that's what I'm doing, especially because I have metal. So the metal down at the bottom gets really cold. Oh, Darlene, you're allergic to wool? So I had thought about Angora goats. But you really got to keep them on a nice clean pasture to where they don't get a whole bunch of debris in the hair. And goats are kind of jerks. They're a lot of mental work because they're little toddlers and they're just trying to get into everything. So the rabbits would be a much easier animal to keep. What in the world? She's growling at something. So, and they, you're constantly pulling the fiber out of their hair and it's really beautiful and all that kind of stuff. It's just easier on a smaller level. I think when I was researching it, it was saying that one rabbit can give you enough fiber for an actual sweater. Like they can give you that much throughout the year. So I think taking that and mixing with the wool would be really pretty. Especially because the wool is white and then the rabbits can be colored. And so you would get this very natural mix. And I think it would be really, really pretty. We have just one now, but in the spring we were going to get another one so that he has a friend. He's neutered and he's a pygmy. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that'll be good. I think all of mine are pregnant, so we could possibly have 12 goats, 12 baby goats, and 6 sheep, baby sheep. So we're going to be full this next season, most likely. We did process Big Pig. He started getting aggressive. It's pretty normal for his age. He was 5. And he also started, apparently they can become sterile when they get older, and then they start becoming aggressive. And so, yeah, spring's going to be fun. Hi, Juanita. Forever forgot that they are toddlers. Yes, they are toddlers. And so, totally forgot what I was saying. Just right out of my head. Jeez, who just got me? Look at this big cat. He's so handsome. This is Ace. Big Ace. He's a big boy. He's the heaviest and biggest kitten out of everybody. Big handsome boy. Busy spring. Yes. So And then we're also wanting to try and, my son and I would like to go into purchasing a 1-year-old beef cow to process in the fall. And we are also setting up, we have a butcher that's going to come and give classes in the fall. There's a cat back there. Give butchering classes for the pigs, because we'll have, hi Potter, we'll have 6 coon pigs to process, and then we'll have the lambs and we'll have some goats. So we're going to do those classes. We're going to start offering those classes up here. So we'll be building to prep for those workshops. And so I'm really excited about that. That gets me help processing and filling my freezer. And I also get to meet a bunch of people in this area that are interested in learning that. And if we can get a cow, then we might be able to do that also. So that would be really exciting, and get to learn more and more and more. And I really want to have the hand hewn guys here eventually. So we'll see how that works out. But we're going to be working on doing that. Put me on the mailing list, please. Yes. So what I'll be doing with that is I will be announcing when I start doing, I'm hoping this winter to get my newsletter going. And once that's there, I'll keep things posted on that. And then we'll start reservations for that probably in September. Planning on when the temperature drops to where it's not freezing cold, but it's cold enough at night to hang an animal. So I know that I don't know if we're going to do a 2-day. We'll probably do a 2-day, because we'll, have the first day will be getting everybody dispatched and prepped for hanging weight, and then get them hanging. And then the next day we'll just start breaking them down. But I have enough animals that there'll be a lot of hands on, which would be really great. Hi, Brenda. You are so sweet. So once I announce the newsletter, definitely get on the list for the newsletter. And then that will keep everything on there for that. But yeah, I think we're going to have and then I would really like to have somebody come and do some hide processing classes. There is somebody here that's doing, she's not really doing classes, but she's, I see her on Facebook all the time. And I know how to do it all the way to it's a tanned hide, but I'm not really good at the finishing of it. So it looks like super soft and pretty. That's the point that I need to do better on. And now that we've kind of got the 1,000-gallon water tank, it takes a lot of water. So now that we've gotten that all set up, there's also a way to cold process them where you stretch them out. And when we get those single digit temperatures, is when it freeze dries it is what it does. And then you scrape, and finish roughing it all up and all that kind of stuff. So I have a hide that I'm going to see if I can do that with, do you want to come in now? This season to see if I can do that process then. But I've never done the brain tanning, but I've done the egg wash, and I've done the one where you buy the tanning kit and then you soak it and you do all that. But the one thing about shearing the sheep twice, when they get sheared in August, I'm going to put the pajamas on them so that their fiber stays really clean, and that keeps the any debris out of their wool. So when you shear, you get a much better, cleaner sheared product. But also if you're finishing out the hide, then it's a cleaner hide to do that with. So I'm kind of wanting to do those things because I'm super interested in that, and I would love to just be around other people that want to do that also. So Cadmy's sneaking up here. She's been like so grumpy at Brennan here lately. Hey girl. So yeah, that'll be super fun. We're planning on doing that. And so we're going to be doing a lot of prep work to prepare for those. Because we should have quite a few. I think we'll be able to do a few classes, like a few weekends. Hi, Danielle. We need to get together and switch those pigs out, or bring those pigs here. Oh, but when we processed, first off, Kuni-kun meat is insanely good. We processed BP, and I finally had some pork chops. It is the reddest meat I've ever seen. It looks like steak as far as with the color. The flavor was phenomenal. It was so good. And it's pink when it's cooked. So there is that messing with my brain where, pork, you cook pork all the way. This you definitely have to do the temperature on it because it is pink when it's done. But it was really, really good. And it's high in all the right omegas. It helps with autoimmune because of the omegas. And I was super impressed with it. So we may end up raising quite a few every year, even if we sell the meat. But I could actually see it replacing beef. It was that good. Between that and the Muscovies, because the Muscovy duck tastes like roast beef. I almost don't have to have beef here, but we're still talking about if we can find a 1-year-old cow, and then I can raise it out all year in my pasture here, then that would fill then Victor and I would share it. We'd go halvesies. That would be a lot of meat. So we would be set. And since I'm moving back into carnivore, I've kind of not been on it, and I've definitely felt the not being on it. And I'm moving back into that. So what, Richard? He's so cute. So did I miss anything from anybody? We've got a lot of fencing that we're doing this next year. I had hoped, and there's still a possibility of building fence panels. So when spring gets here, we just have to set posts and attach the panel. But I also really want to finish out the inside. Really excited. I've just about got everything for the elevator. I'm really thinking it's going to get in this month. So I'm very excited about the elevator. Because I am over carrying my fat little dog up and down this ladder because Chloe weighs 40 pounds. She's a hoss. She's an absolute hoss. What you doing, Richard? I'm also kind of working on a little different way of editing, and I'm trying to kind of get better at telling the story, and so that it's not just a here you go, this is what I did today kind of thing. Yeah, Chloe's a chubby girl. She's a chubby girl. I'm like, you just like your mom. We're both chubby girls. It's fine. But man, carrying her up and down that with my plantar fasciitis was hard. In fact, Kira had to do it all summer, but I was like, I got to get this. I got to get it where I can get her up there once Kira leaves. And then Justin weighs like 30 pounds, 25, 28. I think he's at like 28. I can't get weight on him. All right, just a couple of more cats that want to come in. Ugh, I got a lot of cats, y'all. Ooh. Hey, babies. Come on, kitties. Come on. Hurry, hurry. Ooh. And I also want to, I have some pretty severe burnout. In fact, when Kira left, I was so happy she got to extend, even though we both were horribly sick, but she got to extend 2 weeks. We needed those 2 weeks. But when she left and there was still stuff that needed to be done, wow, Justin, is that normal for corgis? Yeah, so you do have the lighter. Chloe is just thick. She's got really big bone, and she has a very slow metabolism. And so he actually eats twice the amount that she does. And he is not, he's just a real lightweight dog. He's got lighter bone on him. You could definitely tell that. But yeah. So I'm having the burnout, and I'm like, I'm not getting to do the fun, creative craft things because I'm obsessed with just trying to finish stuff and catch up and get things done for the animals and get them all set up and all that kind of thing. So, and I think Kira's also getting a little bit of burnout on that because we just work really hard. And so I was telling her, that we are going to have a craft day or whatever. So I have a serger, and I was sewing a lot, and now I'm not sewing at all. So it's been quite a few years since I've been sewing, and I really want to get back into that. And so, we're going to take time to do that type of stuff and try to focus on improving the things that we did this year, because I think this summer we did really well. We got a lot done. We kind of worked like 4 hours a day. And so we got quite a bit of downtime. But on the downtime, we just didn't do anything because we were exhausted. And, so I think we're just going to really take, like maybe 1 week, I cut out all the patterns. And then the next week I'm sewing, kind of thing. Let me know if you need fabric I can share. Yes. Absolutely. We could totally use it. I'm working on overalls, sewing overalls. And I ended up getting some of that painting cloth. And I'm going to make some out of those because it's thicker and work clothes and stuff. I just can't see paying $100 for, okay. All right, Jody. Awesome. A pair of overalls. I just can't see it. So, Kira's got some blue jeans, or they're a print, but they're a jean they always kind of fall down her. And so, hi, Bradley. How have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. So she's like, please turn those into overall shorts. And I'm like, perfect. I can cut the legs and I can make the bib part with the, legs, knees down. And then the rest of it can be it. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get back to sewing. I'm excited to do that. And she's got a ton of clothes, and she wants to make a t-shirt quilt. And so she's actually supposed to be doing the prep work for that. And then we can sew it when it's here, because she does have a sewing machine. I bought her one a a long time ago. So Jody, it's been a long time since I sewed. And so I don't know how talented I am anymore. I think I've forgotten more than I knew. So there's definitely going to be that learning curve of pulling, like this serger is brand new and I was scared to use it. It's a baby lock. It's a really nice one. And I was just afraid to use it because I'm like, it's really expensive and I don't want to break it. But I need to get over that and get started on it. So, hey, kitty cat. So we don't have any mice with all these cats, but I do occasionally, they catch one and they, but I'm always shocked that they even catch one because of how many cats are here. And they're really doing fine. I need to, I don't know, take up a fund for getting everybody spayed and neutered. I do think the girls, they're right at the age of coming into season. I have 3 females. It's $80 a piece to get them spayed. And the males are $60 a piece to get them neutered. But I think I may have to take the 3 girls to, we have a no-kill shelter. I really don't want to. It kind of breaks my heart, but she's got something there. But I had Cagney and Lacey spayed, and then Lacey disappeared like right afterwards. And I'm like, I just don't have the money to be doing that and having them all disappeared, but I absolutely cannot have more kittens. So that's a lot. That's a lot. But these boys are super sweet. Boy cats are very affectionate. I'm surprised you still have rabbits running loose. We have no babies. They do get a hold of the babies. The adults will fight back. And so I have 5 adults still running around that I need to catch and process so that because I'm trying to this week get everything else planted that needs to be planted. The rest of the raspberries, the hazelnut trees, and the blueberries and all of those. And I know the rabbits that are running loose are just going to chew everything down, which is why it hasn't been done. So I'm going to work on catching them and getting them processed and into the freezer so that they won't. But the smaller rabbits, they definitely do. They'll go down in the burrow and get them. So we haven't like spread. So we haven't like, we still only have the 5 adults. You paid over $300 to have a female. Well, it's cheap because it is through the no-kill shelter, and they just don't want us to have overpopulated animals. So Kira took 2 of the boys with her to her dad's, and she called me and said it was going to be almost $300 a piece to have them neutered. And I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. Find a no-kill shelter, look them up, and if you go through those, usually, I don't know how it is in Canada, but if you go through those, you definitely get a big discount because they don't want cats running around getting pregnant and having babies. So they definitely do it. It's ridiculous to me. So I homeschooled Victor, and I had a really good friend. My vet became a really good friend of mine. And so he would call us, and for Victor's science, we would get to watch surgeries, and he would talk him through surgeries. And so I've seen a bunch of neuters and spays and repairing broken legs and all kinds of stuff. And I can pull a set of x-rays like nobody's business. In fact, he always kept trying to get me to work there, and I'm like, no. But it's not a difficult surgery to neuter, especially, but spays, yeah, you have to go in, but it's still not a difficult surgery. It's done very quickly. So for them to charge $300 is ridiculous. The last cat I got from a no-kill shelter, she is fixed and microchipped, and all her shots paid $150 for her. Whoo! That's a lot, darling. I don't know what they charge up here for them, but they definitely come all spayed. And when I get them neutered, they microchip them. Well, the girls, they were spayed, microchipped, shots, wormed. Those 4 things for $80. through the shelter. Through a regular vet, this is a vet that donates their time. A regular vet is like $300. It's expensive. And I'm like, well, there's no way that's happening. Like you're gonna have overpopulation if you're gonna charge that much for them for it all. But yeah, it's a lot in this tiny little house, but they're pretty great. And the mice had gotten so bad because Kim was rescuing them from the bait, from the not the bait, from the catch things. Like I had a bucket, and you set it up, and then the mice fall into the bucket, and then you take care of the mice. And she was like going out there and letting them out. Like, then she's like, the mice are so bad. She got really bad. And she was like, I'm so mad that I rescued you. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, I couldn't help it. I rescued them. And I'm like, and that's why the mice are overpopulated. So the fact that we have none now is really fantastic. But all right, you guys, it's about 6:10. I think we're going to head out, and I am literally just going to curl up and finish reading my book. And maybe I need to go out and get a 5-gallon bucket of water, but I don't know if I'm going to do it in the dark. But it is supposed to rain tomorrow, so I may go do it. But yeah, unless anybody's got anything they want to talk about. I think I got all my cats in. All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. Bye.